The ancient Egyptians were people with passions and desires like we have today. The art shows them celebrating, shows them partying, shows them looking at their best. They're decked out in their finery for banquets fit for kings and queens. We see representations of ancient Egyptians wearing their finery, pleated linen. Representations in the art on the walls of tombs and in statues. The fine pleated linen garments carved in the limestone. The ancient Egyptians wore cosmetics. They wore makeup like we do today. Both men and women put crushed pigment around their eyes. The scribe seated here has copper inlay around his eyes. This represents crushed malachite, the hydrous copper carbonate. The lady here is wearing black makeup around her eyes. This is the lead sulfide galena. When the ancient Egyptians wished to look their best, they wore jewelry in inlaid glass, gold and semi-precious stones. They imported lapis lazuli from Badakhshan in Afghanistan. The backs of these ducks on these bracelets are inlaid with lapis lazuli. Both men and women wore jewelry. The Mayor Sennefer, painted on the columns in his tomb, wears large earrings, collars, amulets, armlets and bracelets. We wonder what these ladies are wearing on their heads, these precarious cones. These are cones of scented fat. As the party hotted up, the cones melted. Their wigs smelt good. Their wigs are so beautifully replicated in the limestone, each and every strand, every braid of their wigs. For the ancient Egyptians, wigs were erotic. They were sexy. They put their wigs on to enjoy some time in the bedroom. But we look at the actual wigs surviving from ancient Egypt. Perhaps they don't look quite so sexy to us. But the ancient Egyptians decorated their hair and their wigs. They wore diadems with floral inlays, sometimes gold beads threaded on their braids. If they were princesses, they wore the cobra on their brow, the uraeus, rearing up ready to spit poison at any potential enemy. But most of all, the ancient Egyptians enjoyed flowers, cut flowers, garlands of flowers. They bedecked their guests with flowers. And they put ointment on their heads. They took scented fat from dishes and placed it on the wigs of the guests. The servants here are shown bedecking and anointing the guests at a party with scented oil. In a variety of ancient Egyptian tombs, we see a variety of scenes of servants doing just this. And so we can understand these cones on the heads of these banqueters. And we can understand the words of the harpist when he sings, "Follow your desire, allow your heart to forget. Dress yourself in garments of fine linen. Put myrrh on your head. Anoint yourself with oils fit for a god, and let your heart not sink. Follow your desire and your happiness. Conduct yourself on earth after the dictates of your heart. Celebrate. Do not tire of it. Remember, no man takes his goods with him, and none have returned after going."